Hey guys, welcome back with Life with the Hamptons. I just thought I would show you a little bit of work here I did on my latest project. I had to replace the cam chain tensioner shoes on my Harley. So it's been so hot, I loaded this thing up in my toy hauler where I had an air conditioner to do all my work on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright guys, I'm getting into it here. I am swapping out my cam chain tensioners, my shoes. I'm right now. Just had to get the front on top dead center. Therefore, I can move my rocker cover and go ahead and pull my rocker cover out. And got a new filter and all of that. So I pull these out, and then I can pull my push rods out of the back cylinder. Then I have to get the back cylinder, turn the cams until I lose tension on the push rods here. Then I can repeat here, take that rocker cover off and pull those push rods out. Then I can open up my cam chest and then we'll just go from there. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of insight what we're doing to the Harley. Alright, so now we've got our head exposed. You can see the valve springs back in there. So now what we'll do, we'll just pull the old push rods out. We'll inspect them. They look pretty good without wiping them down. You can see they oil from that hole. So anyway, let's pull these down. We'll get this one off over here. All right, you can see how much this shoe is worn. Quite a lot. Quite a bit a lot. So, and of course we got the other one is in behind there. So all it's got to come off. So now we've got the lifters exposed. So we'll go ahead and pull them out and inspect them, and then we'll be pulling these chains off. We'll be pulling these chains off, and I'll be pulling this whole primary gear out. Just want to see the way they're oriented. The oil port is facing out, right? So that's the first one, and the oil port is still facing out. So both oil ports are facing out. These oil ports will be facing out. Both of them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get them out. I'll keep them on the cam journal that they're on, so they'll all be numbered just the way that they're setting, so to make sure that they'll go back on the same lobe of the cams that they're riding on now. Let's see, I'm gonna leave this cam gear on here. I just put marks there, lined up my teeth there, as well as my timing gear mark. Mark that where that'll be on. So there's not a doubt in my mind I can get the chain back exactly where it goes on this tooth, and then as well as here and here. And I got my gear right there. So that's also my timing gear marked on the chain. So there's not a doubt in my mind I can get that gear back exactly where it goes and get it put back right where it's here for. There's our twin cam. Uno dos. So, it's your oil pump, twin cams, and there's the other tensioner right here. So we will pull that apart, and it looks like it's wore pretty good. Don't look like it's wore as bad as the one on the front, so that's a good thing. But anyway, we'll get into it and we'll see what this back one looks like here in just a minute. You'll see inside the cam chest, of course, we'll change the oil pump O-ring. We'll change this O-ring as well as that O-ring. We'll pull them out. There's zero oil or shavings rather inside there, so that's a super good thing. So we'll just take some oil or some rags, try to clean that up so it all just go run out on the floor, but we'll catch it, clean it up. Anyway, back to you in just a second. Alright guys, sorry about that. The storage on my phone said it was full and it stopped recording. So I had to erase a bunch of videos I hadn't erased yet. So anyway, as you can see, we got it on. It was a little difficult, but nothing you can't do. Just had to find out a way to, this shoe, when I was stretching it up, the shoe was angled down, like instead of being like this, it was angled down, and the bottom of this shoe was hitting on the chain and wasn't clearing it so I could slide it on. So I had to get something to push the chain down, a screwdriver, and adjust this up, and then once I did that, it slid right in. So as you can see, that is on, and we are going to call that good. Did not have to press the cams out. Didn't have to do that. So I don't have a press, which I'm going to get one, but as of right now I don't have one. So anyway, when you're in Rome, do like the Romans, and in this case come up with a way to not have to press your cams out. So anywho, so I'm just making sure here timing marks are, well, they have to be dead on because I didn't remove them. So you can see the timing marks right there. They're in line right there and right there. They're straight across from each other. So cams, they didn't change because it didn't take the chain off. So the other one is super simple. This was the booger, always is the booger. But anyway, got it done. There's our timing line right there. So anyway, we'll get this back together and we'll show you how to do it. All right, now, first thing you need to know when you're working on stuff and you got tools everywhere and hammers and sharp stuff and metal shavings and all this stuff, safety flops is a must. Okay, safety first. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Okay, so what I've done here, you can see I've put, yes, that's right, Harbor Freight. I got a 3-pack here for 10 bucks. Yeah, that's right. These are high quality Chinese steel. So, anywho, so I put that, tighten that really, really tight as I can with my finger tights. And it's got to go in here. So what I will attempt to do and show how to do this, and this is going to be, I need 2 more hands to do this. And still trying to keep it inside. All right, here it is going back together. Anyway, just a little tech tip. You have to keep the tension off of that rear spring or your cams won't go in the bearings in the back. If you depress the rear tensioner and let the rear tensioner put tension down on the chain in the back, it actually pulls the ends of the cams together, just like maybe 1/8 of an inch or less, but it's enough to keep them from going in the bearings in the back. So you have to pull the tension off of that back and leave this pin in, and that way your cams they'll move just enough to where you can actually get them in the bearing. So you got everything torqued back down. So we'll go with that, and got my timing marks. You can see it's there's timing line, there's the timing line on the oil pump case there, and then there's the timing line on the cams, and the cams are dead even. So we never took those out, so they're dead even. So everything lined up good. All right, here we go. Got everything back. And on my little C clamps, all this stuff back on. I have put we got everything oiled really good. Anyway, you can see all my timing marks. They everything lines up where it was. So got my timing mark is it's moved to higher because I've been tightening my bolts up, but this is the pin here with that black, that's the timing mark, and you can see the line back there, and then it's there. So this tooth is go there, so that's, this is it. So dead on. Now just start with the lifters and put the lifters in and just go on up. All right, and we have our covers back on, and we got the push rod tubes in, push rod covers. I'll have to pop these back off and pull these loose to find top dead center, I guess. Maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. I doubt I will. So I think probably all of this can just stay the way it is, but everything's got new gaskets, new O-rings, new seals. Of course, just got to do a lot of cleanup. Clean up the gaskets and stuff like that. Just a lot of cleanup, but anyway, we're getting it. And see that. Nasty, that filter is just soaked in oil and dirty. So we got all new filter boxes going in and all that stuff. But it's what I was telling you about the last time. We're going to be putting them bushings in here. To get it lined up good. See, if you don't, it'll I've seen them brad them little brass sleeves. I've seen them brad them up. So we'll see what a bolt feels like. Feels pretty good. gotta take her with it. Yep. So I can feel that, so I don't like that at all. And okay. Get a visual on it. So I'm gonna do, drop this through. Go washer. And the nut. All I'm doing is holding that like that. And your hands are greasy, it's super hard to do anything. Just absolutely to make it more difficult. See, as you're tightening, I hope it comes through. I will. It should be pulling that sleeve in. And you snug it up all the way so it won't do anything else. And you know the sleeve is on the inside of that, so. We'll take that back off. Here, and then because it's tight, you gotta plane your there, and hope you can see that little sleeve's in there. So now that there's no slack there, and obviously right there. So the little kit to put these sleeves in here was 10 bucks. So while you got it off and working on it, it's well worth that, just to tighten everything up. Alright, you can see got the new breathers on, got my rockers on. Everything's torqued now. New breather in. Everything's torqued down on this side, so we're good. Just got to put those covers on, and we're making some headway. Alright guys, back at you. Got rocker boxes put back on, everything. Of course, still got the plugs out of it. And I'm gonna turn it over. First time here. Just make sure everything's good. And I don't want to crank it yet. Of course, I don't have any fuel or nothing like that going to it. So just want to turn it over and make sure everything sounds good like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, you hear that air? It's that I wanted to get the oil in the oil pump and all that stuff before it fired up the first time. Of course, now you saw we coated everything with assembly lube. I mean, everything. So anyway, sounds good. So I just got to do a few more things while it's down to this point. I'm gonna take this off and adjust my handlebars, and then we'll put the tank back on, and then we'll fire it up. It'll be a couple more evenings away from now, but we got everything back on, buttoned up, looks good. Gonna put the breather back on, it'll be good. All right, guys, back with you. You can see I got the breather, the filters, and all that stuff on. Muffler back up, exhaust, the foot peg, everything else, floorboards back up, bolted on. So all I got to do now is put the fuel tank back on and put the vent lines, the fuel hookup line, and then that's it. Bolt the top on the fuel tank. But this is what I want to show you. I was going to, I had about probably 4 gallons of fuel in this, so I to keep from having to get it all over me, because that crossover line, it has to go under the frame. I just drained it. I was just going to drain the fuel, and I'm glad I did. So what I'm getting at, this whole thing here is what I'm getting at is, if you got your tank off your bike for any reason, whatever you're doing, if you've never done it before, flush that tank. Flush it. Because I want to show you what came out of that tank. I don't know how it got in there. I'm assuming it's from the factory. Look at that. I mean, see how big it is. That is primer paint. This was stopping the flow of the fuel coming out. It was so much. I mean, I'm kind of perturbed about this. Now, look at this. You can see here in the jug. Now, this jug was clean. Look at that. Obviously, this fuel will not be going back in it, but that is a horrendous amount of trash to be in a tank. So I would, I would take and pour some of it out and slosh it out. I even got my finger sticking, but and slosh it around, and just kept on getting it until I got it all out. And you need to do that if you have never flushed your tank and you've got your tank off for some reason. You need to do that. I mean, it would be easy for that to cover up that petcock, and you'd run out of fuel, and you go through nightmares or on the side of the road somewhere, not having the tools to take it apart and fix it. So simple fix. Glad that we did that. So anyway, I'll be putting this tank on, and I'll probably go ahead and get the tank on this afternoon, but then I won't get fuel for it till tomorrow, and then I'll fire it up. So we'll get the first run after all that engine work. Ain't that? This will be the first startup after all of our work. So hopefully, hush guys, hopefully everything is going to go good. Lord willing. And there it is. Never mind. Alright guys, I went to try to start it on an earlier video and it was dead, so now jumping it off, see if we can get it running. There we go. Now it's taking juice. Give it just a minute. There we go. Give it a little throttle. Top end tick at all. Super quiet. Sounds good. All right, guys, now we just gotta, all I'm gonna do now is I'll change all my filters and stuff. We'll be ready to get this hog on the road. So just want you to see this is it's not an easy job by no means, but you can do it. Just take your time and get through it. God bless you guys. Love how quiet that is.